Good evening. It's being trumpeted by the government as a big win for workers. Millions of Australians are about to get a boost to their pay packets thanks to a lift in the minimum wage. But business warns it will mean higher prices, higher inflation and probably higher interest rates.
The unions in unison, celebrating a fair pay payday.
Fair pay won today.
The business finding little to cheer.
It could be the tipping point for some businesses.
The 4.75% increase going to 2.8 million workers with wages linked to the minimum wage from July 1. Unions had wanted 6%, business 3.5%. The decision splitting the difference.
This is the pay rise that millions of Australian workers need and deserve.
The minimum wage lifted to $26.44 an hour, going above $1,000 a week for the first time. But is it a real wage rise that is above inflation? The government says it is.
It's a real wage increase by any measure.
In any way you look at it, this is a real wage increase.
Not the way the Fair Work Commission looks at it.
We have concluded, regrettably, that it would not be practicable or responsible in the current uncertain circumstances to award a real wage increase.
Headline inflation fell to 4.2% last month, but Treasury predicts it will reach 5%. Business warns on top of higher interest rates, higher petrol prices and the budget's tax changes, this could be the final straw.
For some small businesses, this will be too much to bear.
The Fair Work Commission found, though, business profits are still rising.
Some years they've said it's going to be an apocalypse and everyone's going to shut their doors and all of that, and none of it ends up being true.
But retailers, restaurant and bar owners warn it will mean higher prices, fueling more inflation, just 2 weeks before the Reserve Bank meets to consider yet another interest rate rise. The government says the minimum wage has now gone up by $12,000 a year since it came to office, which means a lot to those workers. But here's the thing the government isn't saying out loud. It's also pumping billions of extra tax dollars into its budget. Those pay rises are being taxed at 30% for the 2.8 million workers, delivering the government more than $11 billion a year in extra taxes, a maximum haul from a minimum wage rise. Ange?
Mark Riley in Canberra, thank you. A car being chased by police has crashed into a home in Sydney's southwest, right where the family inside had been watching TV just minutes earlier. Behind the wheel of the Audi, a 17-year-old unsupervised learner driver.
Speeding through a roundabout onto the wrong side of the road, then straight into a family home. But police aren't far behind, quick to arrest the 17-year-old learner driver.
Just came outside and saw everything is smashed.
Really scary because I thought my dad's room got crashed and I felt the whole house shake.
The Islam family had been watching TV in their front room.
I was so happy that my dad was okay, but then I was relieved that I was okay because I was there.
All of a sudden we heard that bang sound. If the car was a little bit, it would bang our house, but lucky we are saved.
Police began chasing the Audi around 9:20 last night after the driver allegedly refused to stop on Williamson Road in Ingleburn. Just minutes later, he crashed on McDonald Road in Bardia. The damage could have been a whole lot worse if it wasn't for a perfectly placed letterbox which helped absorb some of the impact of the crash. The teen driver was taken back to Campbelltown Police Station and charged. He was given bail and will face a children's court later this month.
I felt sad because I've been here my basically whole life.
Brina Jackson, 7 News.
A man has been arrested in Sydney's southwest accused of being a member of a kidnap crew. The 29-year-old allegedly conspired to abduct 2 men in Wahroonga and Revesby in January. But those plots were foiled by police. Several others have already been charged. Some Sydney-siders will soon need to cough up hundreds of extra dollars to their local council. North Sydney today getting the green light to up rates, and they're not alone. Live to Rex Quayle. Rex, talk us through these changes for North Sydney residents.
And the independent regulator is allowing a number of councils to funnel in more money, namely North Sydney, which today has been approved for a 52% increase to its rates over the next 3 years. Currently, residents pay at least $744 annually. From next year, that's expected to jump to $970. And by the 2028-29 financial year, they'll be slugged more than $1,200. Critics say this is to make up for the debt problems caused by projects like the over-budget North Sydney Olympic Pool.
Just like households that have to tighten their belts and manage their money, councils should be doing the same thing.
Government overspend is pushed on to the people that live here. So, yeah, it's not surprising, to be honest.
That's crazy. Get out of here. I can't do that.
The council argues the increase is still less than other areas like Ku-ring-gai, which is one of multiple councils today told they're allowed to earn more through property rates. That also includes Blacktown, the Central Coast and Hawkesbury. And Ange, it's now up to these councils how and when they implement these changes.
Rex Quayle, thank you. Prosecutors are warning of potential delays in the landmark war crimes case against Ben Roberts-Smith. They've revealed some evidence against the former soldier will need national security checks, which will delay the brief until September. Roberts-Smith is facing 5 counts of war crimes murder, allegedly committed during his time in Afghanistan. He denies all charges. An accused drunk driver who crashed into cars and businesses in Sydney's west was back at the scene today assessing the damage. But the 70-year-old refused to say why he got behind the wheel while he was allegedly 3 times the legal limit.
A sobering reminder of a trip Wayne Ricks would rather forget. The 70-year-old's Toyota Starlet smashed up, left in the very spot where his wild ride came to an end on Sunday night.
He's gone.
Ricks was allegedly 3 times the legal limit when he lost control while parking in Greenacre around 9:30 p.m. He hit a parked car, then mounted a garden bed, narrowly missing a pedestrian before slamming into a shop front, reversing again into a fence. Tell us why you were behind the wheel of your car that day. He wasn't today, calling on a friend to drive him back to the scene of the alleged crime.
Wayne, why were you driving when you were so heavily over the limit?
Wayne Ricks allegedly told police he's been going through a rough patch, that he spent the afternoon with friends and was about to head home when things took a dramatic turn. He has been charged with high-range drink driving and his licence suspended. He'll face court next month.
Do you have anything to say to the people that you nearly killed?
If only Wayne Ricks had walked home on Sunday night. Clementine Cuneo, 7 News.